The very best of European club football, rather, across England, Spain, and Italy. But the big one definitely has to be, well, is it really big, especially when you consider the forms of both teams? Jide Olugbodi is still very much on the show with me. Jide, before we talk about the matches, I mean, we have to delve into this big one. That also would say they saw it coming. The injury woes over the last 2 seasons has definitely hampered his productivity on the field of play, but that doesn't take away the class we know Kevin De Bruyne possesses any time. But finally, the Belgian midfielder has confirmed he will leave Manchester City when his contract expires at the end of the season. Still a bit of a shocker to so many, considering what he has contributed to Manchester City's success under Pep Guardiola especially. Now, what do you make of the announcement? Did you see this coming, and how do you think this really affects Manchester City going forward? Because they've had a turbulent season. There are talks of, next season there will be some sort of rebuilding and a new start. But this signals an end of an era.
Oh, yes, Samson. Kevin has been a wonderful servant, a fantastic advert for the Premier League. He's won 6 league titles. He's been the man of the match several occasions, player of the season, young player of the season. So I think he's paid his dues. And you can see that the old guard, they're gradually leaving Manchester City. We've seen Kyle Walker depart as well. He's joining. And, for Manchester City, I think it's actually good as well for them to break the ceiling, let new blood come in, let Guardiola start his new invention or his new project, because definitely the young boys that he has in his team, they need time to adapt to the pressure, to cope with the Premier League, to cope with the name Manchester City and the titles. Because everywhere they go, they're going to be measured by the titles they've won, and the pressure is always there for them. So I believe it's a good thing for Kevin to leave as well. And don't be fooled. There will be players that will step in for Manchester City. But congratulations to him. He's done his best. And I don't think we'll ever have another Kevin De Bruyne in the Premier League again.
Especially with those crosses that he whips in for Ellen Haaland, we'll certainly miss that link up, especially. Let me quickly get your thoughts before we go to the match itself. Now, Manchester City, we know they have lots of troubles behind the scene. They've had legal tussles with the Premier League concerning its rules, financial rules. We also know that there's that case, that major one that everyone is expecting the verdict, 115 charges against City for breaching the Premier League's financial rules, among others. And there is the possibility of relegation to probably even the second division, not just the third division, rather, not just the championship now. I'm sure Everton and Nottingham Forest, who have been at the receiving end of the Premier League's punishment as well, will be looking at that case, attentively. So the question is this: where does this leave City? It's not just about Kevin De Bruyne leaving, or, as you said, other aged players have contributed immensely. They also have a whole lot to deal with, even off the field of play.
Oh yes, yeah. There's a lot to do off the pitch as well. You always have people, taunting them. When teams are not as successful as you, they taunt you. They say, well, they bought the league, they're buying the league. So it's not just straightforward, as you know, to just put a lot of players together and win the league. It doesn't happen that way. So there will always be that thing at the back as well. There will be pressure from the league committee, from the professional teams as well. And it's not going to go away as long as there's Middle East money flowing into Manchester City and PSG, by the way. There will always be snares. There's going to be innuendos and everything as well coming and saying you're buying the league. So they will be always under the spotlight. But I'm sure that they're very shrewd business people. They have their accounts. They try as much as possible, just try and be in the operative word to adhere to the fair play rules as well. So I don't see a lot happening, there, Samson, if you ask me. There may be fines here and there. But I don't think it will be. I mean, the Premier League, the brand name, they need Manchester City and the big teams. So sending them to the lower leagues, I don't think will be a good advert for them. So they'll do everything to make sure that doesn't happen. And we don't want that anyway. We want them to relegate on the pitch or win on the pitch, as we always say.
Jide, have you considered being a politician?
No, 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 no.
That was quite a diplomatic response. But we'll leave it
I
at that.
don't do
Let's turn
politics.
attention now to on-field issues and talk about the big one. Manchester City against United. Both teams definitely struggling this season, but City the better side, apparently based on, the standings. Nonetheless, regardless of how these teams struggle, it's always a big deal when the Manchester derby, shows up, not just for the fans, but also the players. At Old Trafford this time around, what's your take? Who gets it?
The pendulum is swinging Manchester City way. But like you said, irrespective of how the teams have played in the season, there's always that derby because you have to wait till another few months to have another go at that team, and you're going to be in the same city. So it's always the game. The fans will give you pressure. You go to the shopping mall, you'll be there. You go for rest. You go to a dinner. The fans will come to you. Whatever you do, okay, we don't mind you played bad, but they must not beat you. So it's kind of like that. There'll be homes where you've got the father is Man City, the mom is Man United. So there's always that battle. So I know that Manchester United will go to the pitch and give everything on the day. But when I look at the team, sporting wise, you see who's gonna hurt Manchester City. I watched them against Forest. And not until Harry Maguire came on did we see something up front. So again, I question that. But for the young boys in Man City, will they succumb to the occasion or will they rise up to it? That's yet to be seen this weekend. So I think it's going to be explosive. It's going to be fun. But I believe that Man City have the upper head because they're chasing Champions League football. And let's just sit down and have some fun on Sunday, Samson.
Talking about fun, perhaps the only fun thing to watch in the Premier League at this point in time is just the race for top four finish, especially the positions 3 and 4, as it were, because the league title with 8 games left, you have Liverpool 12 points clear. I think it's safe to say the Reds will be champions. So it's all about the battle for a top 4 finish. And for relegation, all 3, newcomers are destined to go back. Talking about Leicester City, Ipswich Town, as well as Southampton. It's a no-brainer at this point in time, except something miraculous happens in terms of winning their last 8 games and you have other results go their way. So quickly, if City fails to get, the Champions League spots, maybe Chelsea ends up getting that. What does Guardiola do from here? I'm asking not just because of the players who are leaving and the rebuilding process, but considering his own managerial career, we know he's extended his contract, but do you think he should call it quits with Manchester City?
Oh, I think he will not because he's not used to losing and he's not used to be questioned. So a lot of people have questioned him this season. They've questioned his decisions to let players go, his decisions to either rebuild at the end of last season, get rid of the old guy. So there's been question marks on him, and his character since last season. So whatever he does, I think what he will want to do is stay, stamp his authority, rebuild the team and say, look, it's me. Because I know Pep is a very, very proud person and he prides in his work as well. So I believe he's going to stay whatever happens. And he will be waiting to say, look, I told you so, I'm still the best. And he will want to go for the league title again. I'm sure of that, 100%.
Okay, we'll see how it pans out, but definitely has to make Champions League football for next season. And Old Trafford may just be that banana slip, talking about Manchester United impeding City from making Champions League football for next season. Jide Olugbodi, former Brentford player, thanks so much for your time on the show this evening.
Thank you. It's been my pleasure.
Thank you so much.